put himself in a weird position. They did start going downhill. I think they should just remain on a mountaintop. But VALDOUS making that cross over the river, that should not have been allowed in the first place, in my opinion.
It shouldn't have been allowed. I totally agree. It's initially a little bit easier, but the fact that Orange Rock have been a bit more passive is definitely given VALDOUS a bit more space to cleanly get across and position themselves for an engagement.
Yeah, because this happened in the past, and VALDOUS has been I think twice on SANHOK, the team that actually eliminated Orange Rock. So
yeah.
Really, they should start preparing themselves a little bit more efficiently up against these fights, and it will be because of that 2-2 split. You were not a fan of Imperium. Now they have to take a 2v4. If I were them, I would disengage it. But it's hard because you're going downhill. If you move away, VALDOUS, they're going to know that. They're going to go for the backstab.
And that's why kind of Orange Rock are at least in some way dispersing themselves and backing off a bit, knowing that they don't have the man advantage. And just one thing I want to point out about Orange Rock real quickly, though, as much as I've kind of, you know, criticized this position, I do want to say that Scout, as a player, has been the best from a fragging point of view that I've seen him in quite a while all across this PMWL. Every time I kind of see him looking in the direction of somebody, I'm scared for the player that he's looking at. That's how much stronger Scout looks.
He had a time where he was struggling a little bit, but the support of the community overall has been definitely a really big help for him, so it feels really nice. So all the guys who supported Scout, you know, thank you very much in the chat. You can be proud of yourself, you know. You guys are floor gang, no problem. But yeah, VALDOUS now, a little bit of utility will be indeed coming out to make sure they potentially go for the angle, but I still see no response from both Anto or Gil. Like, it seemed like they really want to leave Scout and Mavi take care of this on his own.
And all the while, they're kind of allowing time for the likes of TSM to kind of make their way across and get closer to the two-man team of Orange Rock. So it's just, SANHOK, you have such a limited time to make a move, to position yourself, to get that engagement off, you know, effectively. And the longer you leave it, the less control you have on that engagement. But we'll have to see how that does weigh out, because we are getting in towards phase 3. There's quite a lot of teams down on that southern side. You have You Level Up, RRQ, King of Gamers, Team ID, even Galaxy Racer Cells, along with Team Secret and T1. So if phase 3 shifts up north, that's going to be hard.
Mavi confirms on JCZ. That's going to be nicely done. Going to be confirmed out of the lobby now. A 2v3. Maybe want to try and send the entire cavalry over, but the circle did shift pretty central, mainly over to the eastern side. The high ground is still available for Bigatron. They need to try and take control. But now all the teams down south, you know they're going to have to cross on over. That's RRQ Athena, King of Gamers, TSM Entity, Team ID, especially also T1. T1, I think, is in a really scary spot right now.
Scout was able to get a knockdown onto Martin. This is Orange Rock. You know, the frag power is definitely proving to be pretty strong and saving their risky position. But Mavi is going to get confirmed. Scout has to back off, and that revive is going to go over onto Martin and leaving it down to a 3v3. But talking, you know, to kind of talk about what you were mentioning about the teams down south, you're dead right. But the reason why I actually don't mind the circle shift is because if it had to be more north, it would have put a lot more pressure on the teams down south, and it would have forced them to clash together basically outside the circle earlier than this kind of situation.
Because they're not getting pressured by the blue zone specifically, they can just buy a little bit more time. But
exactly.
Angle helped by Anto. Going to go for Martin, puts him low, hit 1-2, and now 3 bullets. Nice headshot to finish it off for Anto. Now they've got to full send it, the entire squad. But they have been responding pretty nicely. Godar just in the open, thrown down, but taking quite a nice response right there. And because he knows he got some pretty big damage down onto Gil, he knows he can potentially run back over to Martin. He's going to try and do the jiggle left and right and barely makes it out of range of Orange Rock. That was a close call for sure.
Okay, so I don't get why Scout has been so slow to actually wrap around on the back line of the rest of VALDOUS and Murdy. He's kind of doing it now, but I feel like he should have executed that a little bit earlier, because the rest of his team were doing such a good job to keep the pressure on VALDOUS.
Yeah, but Scout is slowly going to try and wrap around on the side behind the players of VALDOUS. So you know what? They're going to try and make a sandwich. It takes a lot of time to set up together, and it does indeed going to be making things a little bit harder. But Arm Jones trying to heal up. Another grenade. That one was not cooked enough, unfortunately. Will not be exploding above the head of Arm Jones. But now he healed up a little bit. He's going to go for the push. Still not trying to confirm that 1 kill, which I'm surprised of. I think the VALDOUS would try and confirm those extra kills.
Not to take away from this team fight, but one thing that I did saw on the kill feed, you know how dangerous BTR look? I've just seen them get a knockdown with an MK14.
Ooh.
That's a spicy meatball right there.
Oh, that is not going to be meaning really good stuff for the squads around them on the long run. Now get on Scout remaining. Scout slowly getting himself more involved. He did cross over the road, which you like to see. He's got a little bit of a high ground, but still, VALDOUS were allowed so many times to pull off their reses that in my opinion, the first play should not really happen. They have a hard time like finding those finishing blows to really try and diminish the man advantage of VALDOUS. The Murder is going to go for the push onto Gale. It's in pretty low, but
Nice.
Gil fights back. That's nicely connected. Still got two players. Scout might try and join the party. They get two knockdowns. Greatly done at the end of the day. And now Martin will be left alone, the flanker of the hour, but he might just have to leave the scene entirely. This is not a fight worth taking for him.
Yeah, like Orange Rock definitely don't look as sharp as they have in the past, but I definitely got to commend them for recovering from that. Scout joining up with Gil, providing that support, leaving them in a 2v1 situation. Of course, there is a bit more space because we have lost Nova Godlike down in the southeast. T1 have yet to make their way across. The next circle does shift up and it goes down south right in the favor of RRQ.
Damn, once again, just like the Miramar game last time around. Might be able to do the back-to-back, but Martin...
Don't turn your back like that.
Scout. Yeah, you got to be careful. You never know. You didn't get the squad wipeout, so you always got to be careful about one potential player coming from an undesired location.
1v1.
Gil is going for the engaging user. If he wants to go for the res on Scout, he has to get that finishing blow.
Nice.
Gets a push Martin down. One more bullet will beat up, but Martin comes back from the ashes, eliminates Orange Rock. That was a fight that should have been won in the first place, but...